So one of the most popular questions that I've been getting lately is, how do I make my videos? So I thought today I'd give you a bit of an insight in how I put my videos together. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a website, head over to squarespace.com/PaulMessner and you'll get a free trial and 10% off your first purchase. Got a little bit of a breeze in the Peak District today. Stunning conditions. I'm out for a hike with Jo. She loves it up here. You get to see the fluffy cows sometimes. So my normal filming setup consists of the iPhone 11 Pro, and I use the Rode Wireless Go microphone system. The receiver part I just wear around a lanyard, usually underneath my t-shirt or jacket. I use the Insta360 1X 360 degree camera and two invisible selfie sticks. So these work with the 360 camera. This one here is an extended one, about 3 meters long, and that allows me to get those drone kind of shots that you might have seen in my other videos. I recently decided to upgrade my 360 camera, as the 1X, the audio is not very good on it. So I've upgraded to the Insta360 one-arm modular camera. So this is a new camera that I'm going to be trying out, see if this can replace the iPhone and the 1X. So the plan is to film the rest of this video using the Insta360 1R. I'm going to show you how I set up some of my clips, and then later on I'll show you how I make some of the edits with the Insta360 app, and then put the final video together in LumaFusion. But before that, I'll quickly show you around the camera. So this is the Twin Edition, which has got a 4K regular wide angle camera, and then it's also got a 360 lens, and these are interchangeable. So just like most action cameras, it does come with a case. I did have to buy this one separately because I wanted a cold shoe for my microphone. So here's the camera itself. It looks like a regular action camera really, but the cool thing about this is it all clicks apart. So you can switch things around. You can switch things around so you can put the 360 lens on, and it just clips on the bottom. So now it's a 360 camera, and the 360 camera films at 5.7K, and with this you can manage to get some really crazy shots, which I'll show you later on in the video. But to start off with, I'm just going to be using the regular 4K action camera. The modules just clip in together, and the battery base goes on there. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but it's also got a little selfie screen as well. Again, you can flip this round, so if you want the screen at the other side, you just unclip it, flip it round, and reconnect your battery. And now the screen's facing the back. It does have a touch screen, so you can flick through the menus and all the different settings. I just want standard video. You can get a separate microphone adapter, so you can use things like your Rode Wireless Go, which is what I use. So now I'm filming with the 1R. Stabilization should be pretty good because I think it uses something called flow state. So when I'm filming, this is one of the most popular shots that I use, which is just like, see my head and shoulders. I'm walking along and staring at the camera. I do have to be careful and try and keep one eye on where I'm going though. I do like sharing with you the landscape that surrounds me, and throw some close-up shots in from time to time. I think all the professionals call that B-roll. For me, it's just about painting a picture of the surroundings. I do try and make it look like I'm filming from multiple camera angles, but sometimes that's just as easy as walking past the camera with it facing in one direction, then turn it round and film it from the other direction. And then when I'm editing, I just cut it as I walk past the camera, and then cut the other clip in from the other side. So here's some more of that B-roll. Film things like this. So this looks a good spot to switch over to the 360 module, get the camera on a longer selfie stick and show you how easy it is to film some of those shots. So in order to get the microphone completely hidden on the 360 camera, I've come up with a little mod using it's like an old phone holder clamp for a tripod. The microphone just fits on there, and then a couple of elastic bands make sure that everything's secure, and all these cables are kept out of sight. So this is what the camera looks like on the selfie stick. This is just the short version, which is about 4 or 5 foot long. And I'm not sure, you shouldn't be able to see any of my hand. So somehow the magic software that Insta have come up with make this selfie stick disappear. I've just shortened the stick a little bit, just holding it in front of me, walking along, and it feels like you've got a cameraman in front of you somehow. Look who's hiding over there. Right, so I'm going to now switch over to the longer selfie stick, which is about 3 meters long. Now this has got a little bit of flex in it. So you sometimes see little bits of the selfie stick on my hand, but it allows you to get some awesome shots. Makes it look like it's a drone. So you can stick your camera over the edge of cliffs so you can get to see parts that you wouldn't normally be able to reach. Back on the smaller stick now. The big one does get some cool shots, but it's much more difficult to control. So another shot that I sometimes do with a 360 camera is I put it on a tripod and then use the app to track you. So because it's filming 360 everywhere, and it doesn't matter where you go, the camera can pick you up. It adds some great movement to some of your shots. Although I do like using the 360 degree footage, it does film at 5.7K, but that is for the full 360 degrees. So when you scale it down to 16:9, you're only actually getting a 1080p output. So for that reason I wouldn't use it all of the time, as I like to film in 4K nowadays. So for the rest of the video I think we'll put the 4K mod back on. So I thought I'd answer a couple of the questions that I've had on the channel. So Desi's asked about my Paramo jacket. It's not the one that I was talking about in my gear wish list of 2020. It's called the Paramo Fuera, something like that. I will put a link in the description. It's a showerproof and windproof smock. Still uses the Nick Wax technology. And it was dirt cheap in the Paramo shop at Keswick. So I couldn't say no really. So lots of questions about the UGQ Bandit quilt. Especially around importing from the USA. So you will get stung for an import tax, so that's usually 20%, and then I found that the courier, they wanted a little bit on top of that as well, so I think I paid about £60 when I got mine. But it is a superb quilt, and if you want something a little bit special, then maybe spend the extra. If not, just get yourself something from Europe or the UK. There's no wonder Joe loves it up here. Stunning place, even better with all this heather out. So another question, this time from Al Edwards. He asks, why do I always take a stove with me on a day hike? Why don't I take a flask? Well, there's definitely no fun in a flask, Al. I love messing around with stoves and things like that. But also it means that if I run out of water, I can always get some from even a puddle or a lake, and I can boil it up and I know it's going to be safe to drink. Can't keep up with her today. I'm assuming that Joe doesn't want to be seen with a bloke carrying a 3 metre long selfie stick. Here's another question that I get asked quite a lot. What do I do with all my old gear? Well, as you can imagine, I've got bucket loads of camping and backpacking equipment.
Yes, far too much. How many tents does one person need?
I can't see the problem myself. So what I've decided to do is have a sort through it and put some of it up for sale. So thanks to today's sponsor Squarespace, I've been able to put together a new Messner branded website where I'm going to be listing some of the gear that I no longer really use, such as backpacks, tents and any other camping gear that I've got laying around. I'm also launching a new clothing line so you can get performance wicking t-shirts, hoodies, baseball caps, that kind of thing. It's been really easy to set up. You just add a few pictures and a bit of text, and Squarespace does all the e-commerce stuff for you. It makes it really easy to make your own website. So if that's something that you're interested in, head over to squarespace.com/Paul Messner and they'll give you a free trial where you can set up your website until you're really happy with it, and when you're ready to proceed you'll get 10% off. Another thing that I tend to do a lot is when I'm in one place I move my camera around quite a bit. So this makes the same mundane task look a little bit more interesting. So rather than keeping the camera in the same position, moving it around makes it a little bit more interesting for the viewer. Well, that's what I think anyway. I've been told by one of the viewers that I should light the stove first before putting the canister on top. Now I have actually seen on a jet boil video though, so I did correct him, where they light it with the container on top. It does say on the jet boil website now that this is the correct way to do it. So this is the audio coming directly from the 1R camera. The battery's running a little bit low, you only get about 70 minutes worth of filming time. You always need to take a battery pack with you in case you need to charge things up. That wasn't a bad spot to stop for a brew. You might just be able to see Chatsworth House at the side of the river over there. The last couple of times we've been up, we've been greeted by Highland cows. And Joe was hoping to get some more photos of that, but we can't find them anywhere today. Still beautiful though. All the heather's in bloom, perfect skies, and a nice cool breeze. So I've made it back home. I'm now going to start editing the video. So all my editing is done on the iPhone, and the app I'm going to use is called LumaFusion. I'm not going to go into great detail on how to use this app. There's plenty of better videos out there on YouTube. But I do need to start by adding a project, and I use a 16:9 landscape format, 30 frames a second. So here's the timeline. I'm just going to open up videos. And these are all the videos that I took using the iPhone early on. And then you just drag your videos onto the timeline. Bit breezy. Not sure if you can hear me okay through the wind. So there's loads of different tools on here. You can split the clip. You can delete a section if you want to. And then just keep importing all the clips that you want to use into the timeline. Edit and cut out the bits you don't want. You can just double click on it as well and it will import the clip for you. So that works fine for any clip that you've got downloaded onto your phone. But now I need to get on the Insta 1R app and start importing clips into my iPhone from the camera. So here's the 1R app. You open it up and it's got lots of different tips and tricks and videos and show you how to do certain edits, such as time lapses, trick shots. You can also control your camera by pressing on the camera, but I need to click on album, then this loads all the clips that's on the camera. So when you look at all the clips, the ones that are in squares are the ones I've taken with the 4K regular action camera, and all the circles are the 360 camera. So to click on a square, see the image. There's lots of edits that you can do. So such as trim, alter the speed. What else can we do? Just put filters on. I'm not an expert in editing on this app, but there are lots of great channels out there. I will link one in the description below that will show you how to use the app. So the 360 video, that's a different kettle of fish. Just click on the circle and it will load the video up in a 9:16 format. You can then scroll around and have a look what's going on if you want to. You can go up, down. Again, there's lots of different edits such as trim. You can alter the aspect ratio to whatever video you're using. I use 16:9 because that's best for YouTube. And the one edit that I like to do is I click on me and then it draws a yellow box around me and it tracks everywhere that I go. And then when you play it back, it looks something like this. So once I've got the video how I want it, I click in the top corner and then it exports to my phone. I'll do a quick screen record of dropping stuff in LumaFusion, and what you've seen today is a finished edit from that and this. So that was a pain in the arse. I've had to drive all the way back to the Peak District. Forgot to film the end scene. Just want to say thank you to everyone for all your support, all the subscribers, likes and all the comments. I do try and read all of them, but I get that many now, I find it hard to get through all of them. But if you want to leave some questions in the comments in this video, I will pick a selection out and answer them in the next video. All that's left to say is thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with the stunning Peak District.